On this week's show, the road woes continue for the Flames, and the Lady Flames are atop of the Gulf South Conference. We'll also talk some track and field, all that and much more when we come back. Welcome to Inside Lee University Basketball. I'm Jeff Salyer, and with me again is Emily Pitcher. The regular season is quickly winding down, and the Flames and Lady Flames hit the road this week in a key conference swing. Both teams faced conference power Delta State and then traveled up the road to Memphis to take on Christian Brothers.
The teams almost didn't make it out of Cleveland as a freak snowstorm dumped 7 inches of snow across the South. The teams made their way across Tennessee into Mississippi to face the always tough Delta State. The Lady Flames looked to continue their winning ways when they faced the 16th rated Lady Statesmen. In the first half, scoring came at a premium, with both teams locking down the other in a defensive struggle. The halftime score resembled a Delta State football game more than a basketball one. The two teams went into the locker room with Lee up 17-12. Lee held Delta to only 3 made field goals and 14% from the field in that first half, and scoreless for the first 6 minutes of the game. The difference of the game was from the free throw line, where Lee was 22 of 23, while Delta was 11 of 22. At one point, the Lady Flames rattled off 19 freebies in a row. Coach Rowe chalked up the win to a toughness and finding a way to win on the road, calling the biggest road win the team has had. The 49-34 victory places Lee at 12-2 in the conference and atop the Gulf South standings by themselves, and that will most likely mean more votes for the NCAA Division II poll. The win also gave Lee its 9th in a row as they headed to Christian Brothers later in the week. The Flames were led by Holly German with 16 points and Rachel Lockhart with 14 points.
Oh, listen, it's a beautiful win. You know, I mean, it's a sign of a toughness. I mean, we've talked about it all year. We talk about, you know, how good a team are we when we don't shoot it well. And a lot of people think we have to shoot it well to be really good, and we showed our toughness today. Making free throws down the stretch, we shot those great. You know, we went 22 of 23 from the line, and I don't think we missed one in the second half. I mean, I think we went 19 of 19 down the stretch. That's toughness, and so, you know, to be able to beat the 16th ranked team in the country on their home court, you know, that's a huge win. I mean, it's the biggest win in our program now to date in the NCAA, so it's awesome.
Our preparation, Coach O knew exactly what he wanted us to do, and we did what he wanted us to. I mean, we wanted to keep the ball outside, and we did that. I mean, we weren't hitting shots in the beginning, but it's all about defense for us. So it's about time we hit some free throws, you know, take some pressure off Holly, having to do so much for us. They're going to start sitting on Holly, so the rest of us need to step up, and we did that. Carly hit some, and the rest of us hit some too. So.
With that win, the Lady Flames had only 6 more regular season games to try to remain atop of the conference standings. They can't play in the conference tournament, but coming in and winning the regular season title would be a great accomplishment for the first year in the league. The Flames also had to battle a tough Delta State team ranked number 21 in last week's Division II poll. Coach Tommy Brown's team knew this would be a very difficult game as they tangled with the Statesmen. Hoping to build off last week's win versus rival Union, the Flames found themselves on the wrong end of a 21-4 run by Delta, beginning at the 7:14 mark in the first half. The run left the Flames down 20 at the break, and the deficit was too much to overcome as the young team couldn't stage a comeback. The Statesmen dominated in almost every statistical area, shooting 52% from the field, 55% from 3, and 69% from the free throw line. They went to the line 26 times. The Flames only shot 36% from the field and only 25% from 3, struggling from the outside as of late, and only 64% from the free throw line. Delta out-rebounded the smaller Flames 37-29. The Flames were led by Corey Billingsley and Jamal Worthington, who both scored 11 points, while Devin Schmidt scored 21 points for the winners. Tough game, tough road trip. Coach Brown called this the toughest road trip of the year as Lee goes down to the Statesmen. As Lee goes down 57-75 to Delta State. As I mentioned before, Billingsley and Worthington with 11 points each. Schmidt and Reedus from Delta State chipping in 21 points and 20 points for the winners. The loss puts the Flames at 4-10 in the conference and 8-10 overall, and the Flames will try to bounce back versus Christian Brothers later in the week. Coach Brown lamented preparing for these two vastly different teams that play in different styles back-to-back on the road.
Well, they're awfully good. They're deserving of their top, 10 or 15 ranking. Rita's kid inside was tough to deal with, and he started pulling us outside when we had Bow in there, and just a tough matchup. We didn't quit. We just got down to, that last 5 minutes in the first half killed us. Proud of our guys for playing till the very end, and we at least made it respectable, made a run at it, scared them a little bit. But we just got to execute a lot better and fight a lot better to be able to compete with a team that good. We've got a ways to go to catch up with them.
I'm Ken Jones, inviting you to visit the all-new SpeakingDeacon.com, where you'll find everything you're looking for. Browse over 1,000 vehicles, including 12 new car brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. Apply for financing, get a value for your trade-in, schedule a service appointment, download monthly service coupons, and find the Deacon Jones store nearest you. It's all right here at SpeakingDeacon.com.
Speaking Deacon, Speaking Deacon.
Are you Speaking Deacon?
Fazoli's is the most family-friendly Italian restaurant in town. All the fresh and flavorful meals are served right at your table on real dishes with real silverware instead of foam or plastic. Enjoy a clean, contemporary dining room and the excellent service you would normally expect from an expensive sit-down restaurant. For less than the price of a burger and fries, you can get a delicious hot meal like baked spaghetti, pizza, and all the breadsticks you can eat. It's fast, fresh Italian. It's Fazoli's.
Stop hunting. Start finding. Choose the AT&T Real Yellow Pages to find just what you need. No other book has more complete ads and up-to-date listings.
Welcome back to Inside Lee University Basketball. It's time for our Center Court feature. Sometimes we want to step away from the court and talk about a subject that's important to the Lee community. Along with excellence in athletic programs, Lee is also known for academic excellence. One of the fastest growing, most respected programs is the Department of Business. Home to many of our athletes and having recently added an accredited MBA program, the Business Department is looking to grow and impact the community. This week's Center Court, Lee University Department of Business.
The greatest thing about my experience at Lee, particularly the academic experience, was professors that really poured a lot of trust and empowerment into me, who challenged me, who would continually raise the bar to not only to excel on academic schoolwork, but to invest my time in places outside the classroom.
My experience at Lee, no doubt, had a huge impact in getting me to where I am now, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom.
The professors were very involved in helping us achieve our goals and help us dream about what we could do upon graduation.
Each class had a specific focus. Business communications prepared me for dealing with my clients, writing letters, presentations. Finance taught me how to analyze business statements. And then policy, which was the capstone class, put all the classes together into finishing the puzzle.
And Lee was the place that fostered, not only for my sake to think independently, but also to come around a table essentially and say, what can we as a community, what can we as a group of friends do together for the rest of our lives?
Lee prepared me professionally to work with people. They prepared me as an accountant, to know my debits from my credits and to be able to do the job that I needed.
Because I believe in my heart that every minister should have a background in business administration, business management, since the vast majority of what we do is organizational behavior, organizational structure, managing staff, managing conflict, managing budgets.
With my computer information systems degree, I got introduced to learning how to program, learning how to work with databases, all the platform IT things that you need to know.
I mean, I think something that's always was talked about in high esteem was entrepreneurship and starting your own business. So they brought in speakers that talked about how they had started, this company or that company, which was really encouraging. And then just the way that they spoke about business helped to solidify my desire to do that.
I was always a pretty ambitious person growing up. I just kind of felt like I had that in me. And so my time at Lee was sort of dual role. So I would attend classes, but then me and my business partner were running Southtree. It was literally birthed in a garage, 4 or 5 blocks off of campus.
The mantra of being a thinker that you learn from Lee University and from the business department in particular is very, very important for going forward. And Lee does a great job of preparing people.
We're in the process right now of building a very large facility, and just the confidence that I bring to the table when negotiating with lawyers and with bankers and with contractors. I don't feel I would have the confidence that I have now if I didn't have the background and the education in business administration.
I think our time at Lee has been really important to being a catalyst to start this company and even choose to operate it here. I mean, we stayed in the area on purpose, and part of that is due to the relationships that we built at Lee.
The Lee experience taught me and the friends that I surrounded myself with to create the world that we felt we needed. And for us, it always comes down to one question at Whiteboard is what greater legacy than to help others realize their own?
Because I realized that this was a place that I could excel. This was a place that I could be a leader and in the business world, and whether I did accounting or just went straight into management, I was encouraged and I was motivated to go out there and basically conquer the world if I could.
So the value plus for me at Lee was not necessarily a particular skill that I learned. It wasn't necessarily a particular organization that I was in. It was the fact that I made relationships at Lee around a common ideal, which is that God is the center of our life and that we are all called to empower the common good that He has laid out for us.
On this week's Player Profile, we sat down with one of the Flames' 2 seniors. Bryce Sharp is from here in Cleveland, Tennessee, and played high school ball at Walker Valley High School. Bryce is a leader of the team and one of the best defenders on the Flames roster. We talked about his career, closing out the season, and his future on this week's Player Profile.
Well, it's been a good journey. Being hometown, you get the advantage of, a lot of people from your area, to come and watch you play. I've definitely enjoyed it. It's been a long journey. Like I said, I've been here 5 years, but I've enjoyed it. From starting as a young man and becoming a man, making that transition. It's been a great experience to be here. Last year, it kind of slowed me down. I had an ankle injury, and it didn't heal as fast as we expected it to, and I might have came back a little earlier. But this year, my body has felt real good. I had a minor injury last game with my knuckles, but other than that, my ankles, had problems with my knees a little bit, but it's been good. The team, as far as the team-wise, we've came together. These are lifelong friends that, you'll never forget. We'll keep in touch, and it's about us coming together, and so far we've stayed together. We're struggling a little bit, but at the end of the day, we're enjoying each other, the time that we do have together. It's a challenge, it can be, but these guys are coming in, they're new to the system, but they're willing to learn, and it hasn't been any question, on the things that go on. Is, they're here and they're trying to learn and fit in. My major is business administration. Right now, thinking about going into banking to get some, in the workforce and that get some experience, but I plan on getting my master's, and in the future, I hope to, have my own business one day.
And now it's time for the Gulf South Minute. In this segment, we'll take a look at Gulf South basketball standings and national rankings for both the men and the women's team. And first, we'll take a look at the ladies' standings. Sitting atop the standings is Lee. For the first time this season, Lee has overtaken Delta State, and Lee has been receiving votes in the national poll. Delta State sitting at number 16 right now. Lee on top 13-2 in the conference. Delta State at 12-3, followed closely by Union at 12-4, and then for West Florida, Alabama, Huntsville, Christian Brothers, and North Alabama. On the men's side, Delta State's also in the lead there, number 21 this week in the national poll. They sit at 13-2, pretty far ahead of West Alabama, who sits at 11-5, and North Alabama, who sits at 10-6. Christian Brothers, Alabama, Huntsville, and West Georgia, Valdosta, and Union all sitting in the middle of the pack, as they're all vying for high seeds in the conference tournament.
At Sky Ridge Medical Center, we believe every moment is important. That's why, whatever you encounter on the road of life, Sky Ridge Medical Center will be there for you and your family. You can count on our experienced, dedicated staff to provide quality health care and the advanced medical technology you need, so you don't miss one special moment. Sky Ridge Medical Center, your hospital for a lifetime.
He never did tell me we might be alone.
How did she always make it look so easy?
Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. We offer support groups to help with grieving or just talking and sharing. These support groups are another of our commitments to you.
At Jim Rush Funeral Homes, we believe life is worth remembering with compassion and respect. We will continue this tradition that has set us apart for so many years. Jim Rush Funeral Homes. It's all about life. North Ocoee and Wildwood Chapels.
Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Welcome back to Inside Lee University Basketball. It's only a 2-hour drive between Cleveland, Mississippi and Memphis, Tennessee. But anytime you're on the road for an extended trip, games can become a grind. And the Lady Flames look to win their 10th straight Gulf South game when they face the Buccaneers of Christian Brothers University. Clutch free throws have been a very consistent part of the Lady Flames game lately. Against Delta State, the ladies knocked down 19 in a row, and the hot shooting from the line continued against Christian Brothers. The Lady Flames hit 20 of 28 free throws in this game, with German, who made 12 in a row, and Lockhart, who made 4 in a row in the final 2 minutes of the game. Lee jumped out to an 8-point lead to end the first half, 30-22, but the tenacious Bucks fought back and cut the lead to only 2 late into the second half. But the Lady Flames held on to that lead and extended it in the final minutes of the game to win by 9 with a score of 67-58, led by German, who steps back there for a long 3. She had 21 points, and Jenna Adams also had 18 points. Mariah Isles had a big game, going 4 of 5 from the field for 12 points. Coach Rowe really praised the play of Carly Miller and Mariah Isles this week, as both of those are players of the week for the Lady Flames. But once again, the Lady Flames did struggle from the 3, although you see Jenna Adams hitting a 3 there, but countered with excellence from the free throw shooting and stingy defense. The Lady Flames winning the game 67-58 over Christian Brothers. German with 21, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Adams with 18 points, going 7 of 14 from the field and 7 rebounds. The Buccaneers were led by Erica Burgess with 18 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and Brianna Ridgel with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. After the game, we caught up with Coach Marty Rowe to talk about the tough road win.
Well, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, we played through it being physical, and you know, a sign of toughness again for us is we're making free throws down the stretch. You know, today we go 18-20. So in the second half, you know, for the week we go, I think 37-39, and that's just a sign of toughness. You know, you just can't walk up to the line and make those kind of free throws in those kind of situations and not be tough. So I'm very proud of them. We got some big contributions. Jenna came back and was really good tonight. I knew she would be. Jenna's got way too much pride in herself to play poorly 2 games in a row, so we kind of expected that, but we got huge lift out of Mariah today. She played so good, and we just gutted it out. I mean, that's a good basketball team, and you know, they're fighting right now for that 2nd seed in the tournament, you know, without us in Union. So for us to come in here and beat them on homecoming is a big win for our team.
The Flames' road struggles continued as they went up against the talented Buccaneers. There were a couple of areas that Coach Brown noted as reasons for the road loss: turnovers and rebounding. The Flames were guilty of 16 turnovers and gave up 17 offensive rebounds. Christian Brothers was able to take advantage of the floor mistakes, scoring 22 points off turnovers and another 23 points off second chances. The Flames' shooting woes continued as they shot 38% from the field, but only hit 3 of 13 from 3. A bright spot was the Flames' ability to convert at the free throw line, making 18 of 25. Christian Brothers was led by Trey Casey and Drew Hildreth, who scored 21 points, going a combined 49% from the field and 43% from behind the arc.
Just defensively, the Flames just couldn't seem to get stops for the talented Christian Brothers guards as they were both slashing inside and shooting from the outside. Got good play late from Bryce Copeland to close out the game with the layup.
Lee loses to Christian Brothers 59-78. Tyquan Roberts had 18 points, Corey Billingsley with 11 points, Drew Hildreth 23 points, and Trey Casey 23 points. Coach Tommy Brown gave us some post-game comments.
Tough game, tough road trip. It's a long way out here, and these are 2 good teams we just played, and they do a nice job of executing their offense, and we didn't do a bad job at times. We actually guarded them in the half court really well. We just gave up too many offensive rebounds, and we turned the ball over in bad situations. I thought Tyquan finished well in the second half, did a nice job. Felt like Stedman did some good things as far as a playmaker is concerned in the second half. So hopefully that'll help us going forward. Tino, I think, played his best half in a long time. So that was encouraging in the second half. So this is a learning process. This is very difficult to go through. But again, our guys didn't quit, which I'm proud of. We just got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball, and we've got to find a way to rebound.
The Flames dropped to 4-11 in the conference and return home this week to try to get back on the winning ways versus West Alabama in what's called a whiteout night, where t-shirts will be given away to fans in attendance. When we come back, we'll talk to the Lee track team as they're in the middle of indoor track season. Stay with us.
Stop hunting. Start finding. Choose the AT&T Real Yellow Pages to find just what you need. No other book has more complete ads and up-to-date listings.
Fazoli's is the most family-friendly Italian restaurant in town. All the fresh and flavorful meals are served right at your table on real dishes with real silverware instead of foam or plastic. Enjoy a clean, contemporary dining room and the excellent service you would normally expect from an expensive sit-down restaurant. For less than the price of a burger and fries, you can get a delicious hot meal like baked spaghetti, pizza, and all the breadsticks you can eat. It's fast, fresh Italian. It's Fazoli's.
Welcome back to Inside Lee University Basketball. Track and field is a relatively new sport here at Lee, but Coach Caleb Morgan has his runners making waves in their winter meets. We sat down with Coach Morgan and a couple of members of the team to talk about track and field on this week's Flames Focus.
Yeah, well, this is our first year actually having track recognized by the school. We've had it before, but we've just had our distance runners. We've had a few sprinters, but now they're actually giving us some scholarships for sprinters and field events athletes. So we're looking to expand over the next few years and just get bigger and better.
It's nice, especially coming from Massachusetts down here, to have like a group that you're immediately part of. Like you always have that group that you can count on and fall back on.
The best thing I liked about it coming in was just the camaraderie with all the teammates, both the guys and girls. It's really great.
We competed in the fall for cross country, and then in the winter we have indoor, and then in the spring we have outdoor, so it's pretty much continuous year round, so we're going all the time, no breaks. We had all of our guys qualify except 2, and we have a roster of 15 for indoor, and then on the women's side we have a roster of 14, and we had everyone qualify except 3, so it's been going well, and we have nationals coming up this week. We leave on Thursday for that. It's in Illinois at Olivet Nazarene, so we're very excited for it. I think we have a lot of people that are going to be in All-American contention and a couple of relays that are going to be right up there at the front going for a national championship, so we're looking forward to that.
Overall, as far as I can tell, this is our best year so far in like the last few years for sure. When I came in last year, like our times overall are exponentially better than this year, even with people that we've lost and everything. So from what I can tell, we're definitely getting better, and it's going to continue in the future.
Just in the next 2 years, when we get to Division II, we want to be ranked in the top 25. That's our men's team goal and our women's as well. Our men, I feel like we can be in the top 20 just with the recruiting class that we have coming in for next year. We've been very fortunate just to have a tremendous amount of good recruits come in that we've never been able to get before. We have 3 guys coming in faster than anyone that we've ever had before. So, and we got a couple of good girls coming in. One of those girls we think will be our #1 as a freshman, which is, you know, unheard of to have a freshman come in as our #1. So we're very excited about that.
Well, that's it for this week's show. We're back home this coming week with a whiteout game versus West Alabama, and then the final home game of the season versus Alabama-Huntsville.
We'll also talk a little Flames tennis and sit down with Carly Miller in our player profile. Thanks for joining us. For Jeff, Coaches Rowe and Brown, I'm Emily Pitcher. See you next week.